Good afternoon. My name is Marcelo, and today in my multimedia evidence, I'm going to share some characteristics about the Kumiai. First, I'm going to talk about their population. And today, there's a total population of this ethnic group is around 73 Mexicans. Of those 73, only approximately 20 continue to speak the language. They are located in the city of Tijuana in the state of Baja California, Mexico. About their culture, part of the Kumiai culture is that they learn to be cowboys from a very early age. They are taught to ride horses, tie ropes, and make and control their herds. They also are known to raise cows and sheep. About their festivities, the Festival of the Piñón. It is a celebration where members of other nearby towns, like the Cucapa, meet. In this so-called first Fiesta del Piñón, they made bonfires, they sang, they danced, they cleaned, ate pine nuts, and taught children about the importance of caring for nature. The language. The language of the Kumiai is called Tipai, which means people. This language belongs to the Cochimi Yumana family, and the closest languages to it are Lipai and Jam. Finally, their handicrafts. Some of the crafts they make are baskets made with willow branches called xikwines, also known as sawiles. Its elaboration involves traditional knowledge, such as the season of cutting in order to prevent the material from breaking. The sawil is decorated with small black or dark brown dots and joined with a pigment obtained from the roots of the bush or by mixing grass with ash and mud. These crafts are what they use in their everyday lives.
So to get to a better understanding of the Kumiai situation, we divided the analysis into 6 categories. The first one being the land situation. So the lands of the Kumiai have been getting smaller and smaller due to their location, which is in Tijuana, which is a developed city and needs to expand and to keep growing, which involves also taking part of the Kumiai's territory. And since the government and companies are working around it, no one will say or do anything to stop it. Talking about the government situation. So, despite their complaints and thanks to all of the slow juridical processes and the lack of attention they get from the government, the ethnic group has just been abandoning their roots. And talking about abandoning the roots, the growth, thanks to the lack of attention of the government, the latest generations have just looked forward to a new modern life. So we're not gonna say that like they just stopped having babies. They just stop growing because they abandon their roots and they look for a better quality of life instead of just following their ethnic group. Now, the language situation. It is said that not more than 20 people know their native language. It's actually recent studies have revealed that it's just 15 people who know the Kumai's language. So, well, we have something there. And in the help situation, well, they don't get many help, but the community of Zona del Rio from the College of Scientific and Technological Studies in Baja California organized a donation campaign, donating things such as food, toys, clothes, and other basic needs for the Kumiai families from San Jose de la Zorra. And well, just to end with the categories, the destiny of the cultural heritage. Well, everything points to losing everything about this culture. Like there's not people interested in preserving it, or that's what we thought. But investigators from San Diego are going to Baja California to register the Kumiai language with the Latin alphabet to preserve the language that is planned to not be used at all at some point. So yeah, these are the situations, and following we'll see the solutions that we have thought to preserve this ethnic group or this culture at least.
Hello, so I'm Diego and I'm going to explain you the solutions. First, we have the solution for the population issues, and because of the Kumiai, because of they are in Baja California here in Mexico, in some like very small towns, there are only 20 people who speak the actual language of the culture or the group. So this requires promotion. Why? Because many different languages that have been almost like kind of dead, like the case of Latin, that it was almost going to die, and it's called a dead language. Like you need some population to know it, so it still being like still like becomes alive. So we require the promotion of certain groups or even the government to help like maintain it and also expand it so it can like go to many different generations. And this also is something the culture itself needs to do. Now the situation with the land they have or where they live is that many enterprises, because of the industrial revolution right now, like China revolution, that they are starting to build like many factories and buildings and apartments um and houses and many things that maybe can be constructed in the place that they stay. They need to compromise with the enterprises that are interested in the places that they live and negotiate how they can stay without making any trouble. And also the objective is to maintain them there, like where they are comfortable and they are like set down since a long ago. So we need to get an enterprise that they respect the place where they live, but also like help them in their growth as a group and also expand the culture. But even all of this by respecting like their rights, like as human beings. Also, the governmental situation is that there are many groups that are helped by the government, like the Mayan. There are many groups that are like um per se like that, like unfortunate that don't get as many help as they will need or want. So the government has certain like programs to help these groups and ambassadors. So the objective is to preserve their culture and like expand and tell people to respect and to help economically and also by respecting them and trying to understand how they live. So that can be made by including the Kumais in that list, which has already happened and it's happening right now. Now, in the language situation, less than 20 people speak it, so we need to expand it with like study groups that want to learn it, and also like in the place that they live, like people from places nearby get interested in trying to learn it, so new generations know how to speak it and know the language and like the language also. So now the other situation about the language, which is like the most important part, like apart from where they live and how. And they're in San Diego, nearby Baja California in the United States, like a frontier in Tijuana. Uh, the Kumiai language, it's going to be registered with the Latin like alphabet. So to preserve it, because there's no plans like it's include like people include this language like because Spanish is the number one in like a town or something, but based on the roots of the language, which is the same roots as Spanish. uh the what they're trying to make is like to make it more simple so people can appreciate it more and trying to understand it. And now the help situation, fortunately there are some associations that have been interested in helping the Kumai. So yeah, this is what people would like. There is a school called Cetis who has went to with the Kumai and like donating them things and also trying to learn the culture and trying to understand how they live so they can help them in the future and right now. And also the government is very interested in promoting the culture by promoting certain activities and trying to show people how they live and their like their per se like that, like the important events as a culture. So yeah, this is the solutions that we got for the Kumiai. And thank you. Thanks a lot.